Welcome to this week's AMT Fresh Produce Overview. This week we take a deeper look at how the potato season is progressing and what the impact on prices can be this season. We also saw pear prices coming under significant pressure. All in this week's episode, made possible by Nedbank, so don't miss a second. Before diving into this week's fresh produce trends, let's take a quick look at the latest economic landscape shaping the market. The big uncertainty this week is the inauguration of President Trump and what the impact will be of tariffs that will be implemented soon. This is creating a lot of uncertainty in the global markets now. The rand, however, strengthened week on week to 18.70 per US dollar, but has lost a lot of ground since Trump won the elections late last year. Brent crude oil prices stayed above the $80 mark and traded on $80.51 per barrel on Monday, which was boosted by concerns about supply disruption following the latest round of US sanctions against Russia. However, easing tension in the Middle East and slow global growth may limit further gains in prices for now. Now that we've covered the economic backdrop, let's dive into this week's Fresh Produce Overview, starting with vegetables. The average national potato price increased to R79.57 per 10 kg, marking a 3% increase compared to the previous week. Last week, large potatoes traded on R93, mediums at R75 and smalls at R52 per 10 kg. Variety-wise, Mondials increased to R86, while Cifras also increased, trading on R77 per 10 kg. The higher price was due to about 13% lower volumes that came into the markets compared to the previous week. The Eastern Free State, Western Free State and Northern Cape is showing a very promising season ahead, while Gauteng, Mpumalanga and the Northwest received a lot of rain, which can influence the quality and yield of potatoes this coming season. Cold weather in October last year can however delay some of the harvests coming in. There was no abnormal weather in the Sandveld production areas, which can also mean a good season for them as well. Taking all these factors into consideration, it's looking like a relatively good season ahead for potatoes. The expectation is for prices therefore to decrease now, but production issues in the Northwest and Marble Hall, coupled with a late Eastern Free State harvest, can stabilize prices again towards the middle parts of the season. The average onion price dropped to R41.81 per 10 kg last week, now about 2% higher than a year ago, while volumes are now about 2% lower year on year. Brown onions decreased to R43, red onions to R42 and white onions to R46 per 10 kg. Large onions trade lower than R41, mediums lower than R43 and smalls at R35 per 10 kg. We seem to be at a slight turning point, with prices likely to improve from here on out towards late February. As mentioned last week, the lower prices seen in recent months could also lead to fewer onions being planted this year, which, coupled with a better potato season expected, might drive onion prices higher compared to potato prices later in 2025. Tomato prices traded mostly sideways on R8.60 per kilogram, while volumes dropped by about 16% week on week. Large tomatoes traded on R10.40, mediums on R9.02 and smalls at R7.39. The market is still reflecting a dual pricing structure, with the price of larger tomatoes that is of a higher quality still receiving higher prices, while the price of smaller tomatoes, for instance, decreased over the past week. Expect the price to stay low now due to more low quality tomatoes that is likely to enter into the markets. But this can also result in a shortage later in the year, so just keep that in mind as well. Carrot prices dropped by 13% last week, averaging on R4.79 per kilogram. Large carrots traded on R4.75, mediums at R3.80 and smalls at R1.36 per kilogram. The high rainfall over the past few weeks, resulting in lower volumes on the markets of course, coupled with higher end of the month demand, can drive prices upward over the next 2 weeks again. The average pepper price dropped sharply again last week, now trading on R10.08 per kilogram. The drop is a combination of higher volumes and low demand over this time of the year. Green peppers traded lower on R8.02, yellow peppers on R11.70, while red peppers traded at R12.88 per kilogram last week. Expect a slight price recovery towards the end of this month. However, the general trend still points to prices staying closer to the R10 mark until June of this year. Cabbage prices increased to R3.33 per kilogram, while the average garlic price decreased to R47.79 per kilogram. Locally produced garlic traded on R40.12 per kilogram, while imported garlic now traded on R73.56 per kilogram, slightly down from last week. Spinach prices remained sideways on R2.90. Sweet potato prices also jumped to R10.79 per kilogram. Pumpkin prices remained on R3.34. Butternuts dropped to R3.38. Green beans also dropped to R17.70, and the cucumber price decreased sharply to R5.08 per kilogram last week. For a deeper dive into these and other markets, be sure to download our latest report, which is available for free at amtrends.co.za. However, shifting our focus to the fruit markets, the average banana price dropped as was expected to R10.71 per kilogram or R193 per 18 kilogram box, and is now 17% higher still than what we saw a year ago. This drop in price was due to volumes that increased by 13% week on week, with most of the pack houses now on full capacity again, increasing the volumes to the markets. The price can stay in this downward trend over the next 2 weeks, but then start to increase again towards the middle of March again. Apple prices increased to R14.58 per kilogram, while pear prices dropped by another 24% to R12.57 per kilogram. Apples are still not in season, or we haven't seen significantly higher volumes, but pear prices can stay under pressure as we saw 136% more volumes that were delivered last week compared to the week before. Apples can see lower prices very soon, as well as volumes, local volumes especially, can start to enter into the markets over the next week or two. Orange prices increased to R18.90 per kilogram and is likely to stay on this higher level until the middle of February. Avocados are still really scarce at the moment, and it can be seen on the retail shelves as well. Last week the price stayed on its higher level and traded on R42.37 per kilogram, with volumes to the markets starting to pick up slightly. Variety-wise, Fietes dropped to R38, Haas jumped to R59, and Pinkertons also traded on a higher level on R28 per kilogram. Expect avo prices to drop sharply from here on out as local production can start soon. The average grape price dropped by 11% to R21.45 per kilogram last week, with volumes still on a higher level. Compared to last year, we're still seeing 29% higher prices due to 21% lower volumes reported. The downward price trend is, however, likely to continue until the middle of February, with prices likely to stabilize then and stay closer to the R20 mark over the next few months before the winter. Pineapples traded lower on R12.44, lemons also decreased to R9.38, while the blueberry price traded 18% lower on R61.17 per kilogram. I think we're close to a turning point where lemon prices can start trending downward, while blueberry prices can stay in an upward trend from here on out and get more momentum as we head into the winter months. This video was proudly brought to you by Nedbank. For more detailed market insights, visit our website at amtrends.co.za, where you can also download our latest reports for free. Don't forget to join our growing community on WhatsApp for exclusive updates. Just follow the link in the description to stay connected with the latest trends and insights. I'm Dr. Johnny van der Merwe, and thank you for tuning in.